Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to just record this short video just to go over a few things that we're going to be doing during the school closure and just a few general announcements as well. So first of all, I'm going to post this letter that I wrote to all of you on Google Classroom just so you can get a better idea of what we're going to be doing during the school closure and also just how to get in contact with me. So first of all, I just wanted to go over the school's closed for 4 weeks, and then we have spring break, and the first day back is April 20th. During that time, obviously, we want students to be involved with their learning. We want to make it so that it's as if we're all at school together. And so I'm going to do my best to try to ensure that you have the opportunity to continue to learn material, and also just prepare for the AP and POTW exams. So in POTW, just talking about where we left off, if you remember the Friday before the school closure, we had just finished activity 153, which is actually the last activity that we were going to cover in the POTW curriculum. There is a final project 154 that we could have done, but now with the school closure, I'm not going to assign any more assignments out of the POTW curriculum. So we're actually done with all of the curriculum out of POTW. What we have remaining is the create performance task, which serves as the final for our class, and it's also what we need to submit to College Board, part of our AP digital portfolio. If we flip over to the class or the College Board website, what we can see is that portfolio is due on April 30th. Now, as part of the AP course, I have to offer you 12 hours for you to work on this create performance task in class. Obviously, we're not meeting in class before April 20th, and there won't be 12 hours of class time for us to work on that before April 30th. So we are applying for an extension to that date. Ms. DeBell and Mr. Chen are working on that in order to secure a later date that we can turn in this performance task. But until I hear from them, we don't know when that later date will be, or even if we get a later date. I'm assuming that we will, and I hope that we will. But once I find out, I will let you all know so that we can have that. But that being said, going back to this letter, I'm going to encourage you to do some work. I'm going to post resources and assignments and review materials online via Google Classroom, but all of them are voluntary, right? Any teacher, no matter what they tell you over this break, cannot assign any mandatory work. Everything has to be voluntary. They can't test you on anything that they're giving you over the break. So obviously we're going to provide you resources, and we want you to use those resources to better yourselves and to help understand the material better, but we can't test you on anything that we're not teaching you in class. And while you're not in school, even if we're posting videos online, anything like that, it's not part of your in-class time. So all this is voluntary, but I will say that if you're not going to be doing these things that I'm going to be posting, you're really going to be behind when we're coming back. So it'll take a longer time, and it'll be a lot more difficult to get you to a spot where you're probably comfortable turning something into College Board. So when we return from this, we're going to start the create performance task. So April 20th, that date, we're going to start on the create performance task so that we can complete it before the deadline. If you do not have regular access to the internet during the closure, either you're in an area where you don't have access to the internet, or if maybe wherever you are living you currently don't have access to the internet, something like that, please email me. I can get you paper resources for whatever I'm going to be posting online. We're working with the district office right now to figure out how to do that. But let me know so that I can work with you so that we can try to figure out how you can still have access to these resources. So on Wednesday afternoon, you're going to receive an email from the school that shows all these different resources for every class that you can use to help review, enrich, and practice the course content. That's kind of a baseline. That's what all the teachers are working on at this time on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But really, I want to provide resources throughout the closure. So I'm going to be continuing to supplement that with Google Classroom. So don't think that what is in the email is the only thing that you need to look at, because I'm going to be posting things on Classroom to help you to review and prepare for this performance task. So I'll be having videos, review materials, classroom discussion, as much as I can do to make it seem like you're still getting the classroom experience, but on your own time. One thing that I want to go over is I've already posted one thing on Google Classroom, and that is the Create Performance Task materials. You notice here there's no due date yet, because obviously pending when we return and when this performance task is due, that's when this due date will be. So I put a link on here to the AP Computer Science Principles page. This is the page that I was using to refer to the dates, but it also has information about the performance tasks and in the exam, how to submit your work, all this kind of stuff, and then also these resources that I'm going to share with you that I've already posted on Google Classroom. So the first thing I've posted on here is the Computer Science Principles student task directions. These are the same directions that you received previously when we did the Explore performance task. And if you look here, the Create Applications from Ideas, it has an overview and it talks all about their requirements. I'm going to post a separate video tomorrow that talks specifically about this document and what we need to do to prepare for the Create Performance task. In addition to this, I've also posted the CSP Create template, which is provided by College Board for you to type your responses into for 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D. We're not going to work on this at all over the break, but it is probably good for you just to review what you need to turn in and what College Board's expecting you to answer about your app that you're going to be creating. We also have the Create Performance Task Scoring Guide. This scoring guide goes through all the different points that you can earn on the Create Performance task and where they're looking at your responses and how you earn these points. So again, separate video, we'll talk more specifically about this. I also posted here a separate resource, which is the survival guide from code.org. Similar to the Explore performance task, it outlines what you need to do for each part. Here's your template, and it talks about what do you need to do in 2A, what you need to do in 2B, and so on. So just wanted to run through that and let you know that's what you can do here. Now, from your end, when you look at this assignment, what you're going to see is these attachments, and then down here are class comments. Now, obviously, you can email me if you have any personal questions, things that you just want to ask about that you think would not benefit the whole class. But if you wanted to have a question, like something that you would ask in class, like something about the performance task, something about what you're supposed to turn in, anything like that, you want to go down here to where it says class comments. And the benefit of this is if you ask a question here and I answer it, everybody can see it. So if it is a question that you think other people would benefit from, and then I can answer it here, that would help me because I wouldn't have to answer the same question over and over again. So we're going to use these class comments as kind of an online discussion board where we can respond to each other. It doesn't have to be only me that responds if other people know the answer, or if maybe you're looking for feedback about an idea that you have, right? We can use this class comments section as a discussion throughout. I'm also going to be posting videos throughout the school closure just to give you additional information about this performance task, what's expected of you, but also things that you can do to review, maybe a few ideas that we can go through. But another big thing that I really want to start preparing for is the end of course assessment for PLW and AP. So we take 2 exams at the end of the year that are both multiple choice, and I want to make sure that we are preparing through that. So I'm also going to post additional materials to help you to review for that through these 4 weeks. So the last thing is I'm going to have some online office hours through Google Meet. So if you go to meet.google.com, what you're going to see here, it says join or start a meeting. So I'm actually going to be having online office hours from 9:30 to 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and this will function very similar to tutorial. So if you have questions about anything, if you want to come in and ask me a question about school, ask me a question about computer science, about the performance task or the end of course assessments, every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the school closure from 9:30 in the morning until 11, I'm going to be online. I'll post this link in our Google Classroom so you can join. You won't have to go to this website. You can just click on the link. It'll automatically join you via Google Meet. You don't have to have a webcam. You don't have to have a microphone. You can just sit in on the meeting and just listen. You can use the chat to ask questions, but if you also wanted to just be on a microphone to be able to vocalize your questions, you can do that as well. That's going to be combined office hours for all my classes, so just know I have over 100 students, so there may be a few students there at a time, so you might have to wait to ask your question. So just know that maybe some other students will have the same questions as you, so I hope to see you guys online, either through the online discussions or in my office hours. If you have any questions, you can email me, and I hope to see you guys soon.